joining us from the NHL Winter Classic at Wrigley Field. Hey, Ham!
Hey, John Hamm.
Yes, sir. I'll see your rain and raise you 32 degrees. It's freezing cold here, but it's beautiful. Happy New Year, almost.
How nice. Well, our hometown team, the St. Louis Blues, just wrapped up the Winter Classic against the Chicago Blackhawks. How did it go, man? How did the Blues do?
6-2, we won. We scored early and often, and we thoroughly dominated. It was excellent.
Ham, have you been drinking Busch beer all night?
Not Busch beer. Anheuser-Busch products for sure. A little Michelob Ultra mixed in for sure. Got to watch the calories. Come on.
All right. Did you guys know each other growing up in St. Louis?
We did not know each other growing up in St. Louis, but we've come together over the last few years. People from St. Louis love to bond about St. Louis. Sweetie, you're like dripping right on.
We definitely find each other for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Can you explain St. Louis pizza to the people at home, Ham?
Is there such a thing?
Yes.
Huh?
Imagine a cracker covered in plastic, microwaved, and injected into your bloodstream. It's sort of like that, but it's somehow delicious.
And very addictive. That is a very good description.
And very
addictive.
Ham,
I got to tell you something. I was looking at your year, and I was looking at everything you are in. You are the male Nicole Kidman right now. You're in everything. Landman, Fargo, The Morning Show. You're a voice on Grimsburg. You have a new Apple TV Plus show, Your Friends and Neighbors. Do you feel as an actor you should share a little bit more?
Listen, I'm achieving peak Kidman. I think you called it. I love it. It's all I can do. I love working. I get to work on great stuff. Yeah, why not me? I vote yes. More me.
Why not? I agree.
Yes.
I want more John Hamm. I want
more
more
John
John
Hamm. You know how CNN puts headlines on the top of the thing? It's going to say, John Hamm, why not me? I love it. You know, John,
I'll take it.
Since we've talked sports, we got to talk Bravo. What's your takeaway on the current season of the Beverly Hills Housewives?
Is John Hamm a fan of?
Yes.
Really?
Okay. I have some thoughts. Dorit is not doing it for me these days. I'm having some issues with her mentality and her issues. I got to pour one out for Craig and Paige. My goodness, end of an era. Jeez,
very
who'd
sad.
have thunk it?
You know that Craig and Paige
I remain a
announced
fan.
that they're splitting up.
I love watching what you guys do.
Thanks, man. You know, Ham, next year is the 10th anniversary of the Mad Men finale.
Wow, is it really?
Isn't that incredible? When you look back at the show's legacy, what does it mean to you, how lasting that show continues to be?
Well, it's obviously it's the greatest thing I've ever done in my career, and it's something that I consider a tremendous feather in my cap. But I guess what I really am impressed with is that now new generations are kind of discovering the show, and especially when you're in a town like Chicago, which has a huge advertising fan base. Just like 30-year-olds come up to me and are like, "Oh my God, I love that show." I was like, "You were 10 when it came out. What are you talking about?" But it's impressive, and it's obviously something I'm tremendously proud of.
You also made a cameo, Jerry Seinfeld's Unfrosted films, Don Draper alongside John Slattery, who, by the way, every time I see him and run into him, we always immediately go and say hello to each other because we vaguely look alike.
You do.
And people are always sort of like squinting at me, wondering like, is that John Slattery?
Right.
And I'm like, no, I'm probably much older than John Slattery is. I wish I was John Slattery.
The Silver Foxes find each other, absolutely. And Andy and I, by the way, will be joining you in that club very soon.
Don't rush it. I regret.
I'm not that far.
Yeah.
Did doing that part, did being Don Draper in that Pop-Tart movie make you feel like we should do this again?
No. In the short answer, no. But it was tremendously fun. I had a blast. Like, we had such a good time. Jerry was such a good sport to invite us all along to do that, and it was very cool.
Ham, what are you doing tonight? It's like 7:30 in Chicago. I have to assume your night is going to take you to all over town.
We're heading out to dinner. We're gonna go. My wife and her sister and her best friend are in town. We're gonna go out to dinner. We're gonna have a great night in Chicago, ring in the new year, and we'll see. We'll see where the night takes us. You have to really try hard to have a bad time in Chicago. So we're gonna have a great one.
I gotta say, I've spent a little bit of time in Chicago the last couple of months just on stories. It is such a great city.
I love it.
I wish I lived in Chicago.
As a St. Louisan,
It's a beautiful architecture, food, entertainment, all of it. It's a fantastic city.
Everything.
it's like
People
a
are nice.
Midwestern New York.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a New Year's resolution? Do you do that? Or yours as boring as everybody else's?
Oh, God. No, I don't. You know what? I gave up on those. I just resolved to be a good person and try to keep that going. Do what I can. Good Lord.
I like that.
By the way,
if
Ham,
anything's
did you have
broken
a
on me at this point? It ain't getting fixed.
did you have a favorite binge this year of a show that you weren't in besides anything on Bravo?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like the Menendez was the binge that we really binged hard. We went in
Yes.
hard, we went in deep, and this is already getting dirty.
Yes. Did you? You know,
Wow.
I got to tell you. By the way, will there be a second season of Landman?
I'm hoping. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you ever been in Times Square on New Year's Eve?
I've never been in Times Square on New Year's Eve, but I'm taking that as an invitation for next year.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
absolutely. 100%.
Yes, it is. We have shots waiting for you, Ham.
If I don't know my way around a good segue, then
There you go. Hey, Ham, maybe this is the year you and I will open a bar in St. Louis
how come
together.
you get to call him Ham?
Well, you can call him.
Well, I don't. I know. I'm
Should
calling
we open
you
a
John
bar
Ham.
in St.
because
Louis?
he can.
Okay. St.
Let's
Louis
do it.
thing.
We'll invite Cooper.
All right. John Ham, thank you very much. Have fun in Chicago. Tell Anna hi.
Love you guys.
And,
Happy New Year.
have a great night.
Happy New Year, John.
We'll see
Thanks so
you
much for
soon.
doing this. Really appreciate it.